It's a bit windy today, so please bear with me. Hopefully the microphone is going to take care of most of that. Now, one of my favourite cars, my favourite current cars in production, is the Land Rover Defender. I've got the original Land Rover Defender, or not the original, but I've got a TD5 myself. It's a 90. I bought it, expected to run it for about 6 months. I'd sold lots of them, never really got one. Never really sort of got the whole ethos until I owned one. I've had it for 5 years. It's not going anywhere. The new shape Defender is so much more of a car than the previous one was. The previous one was very utilitarian, very capable, obviously. This car is still very capable, but it's more comfortable. You've got a much better range of engines. You've got some lovely six-cylinder diesel engines. You've got some lovely petrol engines, and the top of the tree is the 5-litre V8 supercharged, which is the car behind me. Now, some people and businesses do like to modify these cars and put 23-inch wheels on and an awful lot of plastic and bolt things to it to make it look really sort of action man, and you can go over the top. If you do it subtly, you can change what is already a lovely looking car and make it look absolutely superb. And that's what we've done with this car. My name is Paul. I'd like to show you around. So 2022 Defender 90. It's a 5-litre supercharged, and it's in Santorini black with black or ebony robustic interior. Now, what we've done with this car is we haven't put great big 23-inch, very sort of wild wheels on it. We stuck with 22s, but we've put these lovely diamond cut gloss black wheels on with 4 brand new tyres. They're all terrain, but they're not mud pluggers, so they're not really noisy. They're going to be really good in the winter. They look good on the car. The rears have a different offset to the fronts, so the rears fill the wheel arches out a little bit more, and it's also got the wide body, so you've got the wider wheel arch kit front and rear, which makes the whole car look a bit more aggressive, a little bit wider, bit of a better stance. I think it suits the wheels incredibly. Now, when the wheels are just sat there still, I think they look amazing. When they're turning, I can't show you that from here, but when they're turning, the effect is brilliant. They look very good when the car's moving. We've also done a little bit modifications here. You normally get tread plates. You've got those nice mouldings for the top of the wings stroke bonnet. You can see it's all completely black styled all the way around. Black bonnet lettering. The center section is available in steel, sort of brushed steel effect. Everything is in gloss black. You've got the V8 insignia at the bottoms of the doors. This has got the bigger mud flaps, which helps to protect everything behind it. So all of this behind is less susceptible from stones and what have you coming out from the wheels, and that helps this bit to look nicer for longer. It doesn't get covered in chips as quickly as it would do otherwise. And you can see on the rear, you've also got the rear mud flaps. Again, decent size. You're not going to get stones flicking up all over the place. We have the signature orange towing eyes. And you can see there brushed steel exhaust tailpipe finishes. A discreet spoiler for the rear. Again, just little finishing touches, nothing too outrageous, just something that makes it look a little bit sharper. Full size spare, again with these lovely new terrain tyres, brilliant on the road, really good off-road. If you're living in the country, if you're near farms, or if you're a farmer or what have you, that's going to stand you in good stead. They do take potholes better, they take all sorts of road conditions better than the standard ones do. And then you can see, if I just show you all the way down, I'll do this on the driver's side as well. If I just run the camera down the side, you can see you've got a really nice quality of paintwork. You've got a really good reflection from that. All the gaps are lovely. No string of pin dents down the side from trolleys or anything like that. It's all just nice, clear and shiny paintwork. And that's true down both sides of the car. So I'm going to do the same down here and just show you how nice this car really is. I've been waiting to photograph this car for a number of days now. Just waiting for these parts to arrive. I've got to say, I'm just going to come back on these wheels. They just look fantastic. Now, we can put side steps on. So we have the ability to put side steps on. Side steps aren't for everyone. I suppose it depends on how tall you are, what your use of the car is, but it doesn't have side steps on now, but we can offer that as an option. And it's not a difficult thing to fit. We do an awful lot of Defender sales and we're quite used to it. So if I open up the rear section, you can see the trademark Defender rear door. Nice painted finish all the way around here. A nice, very functional look. Here we have, still at its wrapper, the cover that goes across the top, and you can see where it plugs in here. And as you can also show from here as well, the fact that we have an electric tow bar and we can adjust the air suspension, because this is an air suspension model. The air suspension will raise and lower the car. There is a charging point here as well. And then here we have a 3-point charger as well. Now, so if you tow anything, if I just press that button, I think you need to have the key in the ignition. 2 seconds. I'm going to start the engine because I'm going to show you the air suspension as well. Foot on the brake, press the start button. Car leaps into life. Lovely burble of the V8 engine, which is just lovely. And I'm going to press the button now, and out pops one tow bar, complete with electrics. And the electrics are all in here. You can hear that all locking in place. Simple and straightforward. No dirty hands. It just pops on there. You've got various controls inside the car, which I'll show you as well, relating to the trailer. So you can weigh the trailer from here. You can determine the type of thing that you're towing, so that the car reacts to the tow differently, depending on whether it's a small trailer, large trailer, caravan, that sort of thing. And then here we've got the air suspension. So if we look at the gap there, I've got probably 3 fingers between the top of the wheel arch and the top of the wheel, the bottom of the wheel arch and top of the wheel. So I'm going to stand here and hold the phone steady and press the button, which is that button there. And now you can see I'm staying still and the car is raising up. Front and back. Back goes up first. And now this area here is waist height. So the bonus of that is you can lower it if you're putting things in the back that are rather heavy, and you can raise it. And you can see there now, I can get my whole hand in there and have a lot of room to spare. So that's given you more ground clearance. Now the more ground clearance is great if you're going off-road, but probably more importantly for the kind of weather and the kind of driving conditions that we get in this country, water. So floods, fords, anything with deep water. We do seem to get that, certainly at the end of the summer as we go in through autumn, we get a lot of water. So that changes your ground clearance. Now, the ground clearance when it's at its lowest setting is 2'6". So you can go through 2'6" of water without causing any problems to the car. At its midsection, because there are 3 different settings, it goes to 2'9", and then at this raised setting that we have here, 2'11". That's a lot of water. This car can easily drive through a lot of water that other cars you wouldn't even try it. Now I'm going to press the button here, and down goes the suspension. You can see there, my hand is completely steady, it's the car that's moving. And that's now dropping down. That is a very decent amount. And then you can see that here now, this is a lot lower. I can now put everything in the back a lot more easily. So that is a fantastic party piece for this car. So tow bar, adjustable suspension, orange tow hooks, and I love those 4 exhausts poking out of the back, and you can just hear that little burble of the V8. So moving to the inside of the car, we do have keyless, so you can lock and unlock the car just pressing the button rather than having to push buttons on your key fob. Looking at the interior, you can see again the design of the rear door carries through to these doors as well. So you've got the paintwork here, and then this functional looking pad. We've got a Meridian surround sound system, blind spot monitor, electric memory seats, and your mirrors here. And if you press those together, the mirrors will pop in and tuck in close to the car. I'm just going to turn the engine off for a second because it's just beeping. Here we go. So on the inside, this steering wheel is suede, and you can see here it's heated, so you have a multifunction steering wheel. You've got a really good amount of grip there. In the freezing cold weather, that's going to feel lovely, and in the hot weather, that's going to give you more grip. So it's a really tactile feel. It's a lovely feel to that steering wheel. You've got radar assisted cruise control, so you've got these 2 arrows here close together and further apart. What that means is with cruise control, you would, if you're up to 70 miles an hour for example, and you want to activate cruise control, take your foot off the accelerator, car maintains speed at 70 miles an hour. If someone pulls out in front of you, this has a radar which senses that someone's pulled out in front of you, and it will slow down and match the speed of the car in front. The reason we've got this marker and this marker here is you can increase or decrease the gap between yourself and the car in front using the radar. And then when the car moves out of the way, once it's overtaken, it's moved out of the way, this car will speed back up to 70 miles an hour, whatever you've had set before. So that is a really nice feature. Okay. And a really nice tactile steering wheel, lovely leather, beautifully stitched. That extends right across the top of the binnacle. I'll show you in a second as well, but this area here is for the head-up display. These seats are robustic, so we've got a leather section here, and then we've got quite a hard wearing outer rim, because of course that's where a lot of the wear would come as people get in and out of the car. And then this really nice sort of Alcantara suede sort of a feel in the middle. I can pull the seat forward, and I can adjust the seat forward and backwards here as well to give people more access to the rear. And then there we have 3 3.6 seat belts, and then you've got the nice textured seat inners for the 2 outside seats. Just move that back. So I'm going to jump in a second. There we go. That puts the seat back where it was. So that is nice and simple. There's no big levers and lots of pulling and pushing going on. So I shall shut the door. I'm going to push my foot on the brake, and I'm going to hit the starter button again. Of course, just having the key in the car means that it will start and you can get in and out of the car as well. So I'm going to move to the air conditioning system. So here we have air conditioning. It's called dual zone. So you have a dial that controls the left side of the car and one that controls the right side of the car. You can push the button and it gives you heated seats. There's lots of reflection going on here. And cooled seats. So if you can see there is now a fan blowing air through these perforations in the seat to help keep you cool. I'm just going to drop the fan speed down a bit, so you can do that manually, which I'm just doing there. So you've got, and I can feel that. I'm sat on it now, and I can feel there's cool air cooling the backs of my legs, bum, lower back, and that sort of thing. And in the winter, if you press again, you can turn that off and activate the heated side of it. So 3 different heat settings, 3 different cooling settings. That's a lovely thing to have. And then you press it again, it goes back to your air conditioning, and you can adjust the temperature for either side quite nicely, quite simply. Very easy system to use. You can have air recirculation there as well. And then you can clear the front screen, rear screen. And this one tells me that I've also got, if I look up here, I don't know if you can see, there's an element within the screen itself, which is a quick clear style screen. And that means that if you've got snow or ice, it clears the windscreen a lot more quickly than having to wait for the engine to warm up. Fabulous. The gear change is pistol grip, so you've got to pull that. So if I now go into reverse, you can now see that the reverse is lit up, and that's also engaged the 360-degree camera. So it's a really nice clear reversing camera. And then here you can see it gives you the footprint of the car. So if you're trying to back into a space late at night, the car might be wet, you might have wet door mirrors, raining, that sort of thing. This makes putting the car into a car parking space an awful lot more simple and easy than it would be without it. If I start turning the wheel, if you look at those yellow lines, you can now see the projection of the front wheels and the rear wheels, and it gives you a projected path. So it doesn't get any easier than that. What a lovely thing. So press park, go straight back into park again. So this is the touchscreen. This does have CarPlay, so Android Auto or CarPlay, and then you've got a nice touchscreen here. Gives you off-road settings as well as on-road settings, because of course this is, after all, a Land Rover. It works just as well off-road as it does on. Now if I press here, you can see various different options on the car system: Android Auto, CarPlay, valet mode, low traction, launch. What I'm going to show you here is, so that now shows us the back of the car. I'm going to want to tow something in a minute. I don't really want to get my hands dirty. Now, as you can hear the motors and the beeping at the back while it deploys the tow bar. Just locked in place. And there we go. So now it shows the tow bar, and your hands are still clean. You haven't even got out of the car. And once you've finished towing, you don't have to have the tow bar sticking out all the time. You don't have to get your hands dirty or get out of your seat. It stows it away nicely as well. And you can see down here, you can measure load as well, trailer bulb check. So this is towing made easy. Now if I scroll down a bit further here, towing and trailers. So you can pick and choose the type of trailer that you're towing, and the car will deal with it appropriately. Doesn't get any easier than that. It's fabulous. Weather, weight sensing. Oh, as I was saying to you earlier, when I raised and lowered the suspension, you can see here maximum 2'6". I've got a button here, and I can also change the ride height from here to give you 2'9" and 2'11" in terms of wading depth. I referred earlier on to this part down here. If I just zoom in, you can see it's flashing for the camera, but it's not flashing for me. So it's not going to give you epilepsy or anything like that. It's the camera's ability to see this. But that gives you a projected speed and other information as you're driving, which is a lot safer than having to look down and back up, down and back up, if you've got a police car sat behind you and you're wondering what speed you're doing. This screen is completely customizable using these buttons. So if I press the blue here, I can then adjust the position and the brightness of the head-up display. If I move to the left, I can then change the display. So enter with the 0. I can now change the layout if I want to. So if I wanted to see just the one dial, I can show one dial. If I want to show a full map, I can show a full map. This will disappear, and this whole thing will be a map. But for now, I'm going to go back to the traditional 2 dials. But you also have all these different options, all driven from here, and then no more computer function there as well. So it's a really customizable display. If your phone supports it, we have wireless mobile charging, and here, and I can feel that already, I've got the refrigerated cool box turned on. So if you've got cans of Coke, Mars bar or what have you, and it's boiling hot outside, the ability to be able to cool or properly chill a drink or some manner of food is a lovely thing to have, quite a luxury. Lots of charging spaces, so you've got USB, USB-C, and a standard charging point there. So you, as well as having them in the back, there's another USB-C here. You can see all this lovely stitched grab rail. Of course, there's a grab rail because what this car is capable of doing does sometimes involve hanging onto something. But what a lovely car. And you can see there is the roof. It's a sliding opening roof, nice and easy. So great car for the summer, awesome car for the winter. Somewhere to pop your Ray-Bans, your driving glasses, or whatever it is that you have. I'm just going to press that, turn the engine off. But a properly nice car, and I think with a couple of very subtle changes that we've made. Now, buying whether you buy a 6-cylinder car or a V8 car like this, a standard car that comes out of the factory, which is, there are others like it, but if you want one that you're not going to see another one that looks like it day after day, month after month, what have you, this does make a difference. I think the style of the wheels really suits the car. When they're turning, they look awesome. So yeah, I think this car has had some very subtle modifications to the specification, and I think it looks amazing. I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Either pop us an email or drop us a text or a WhatsApp or pick up the phone. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.